Welcome to what will be the unraveling of a bit of a catalogue of disasters with my trailer and trailer connectors. So I bought a trailer which had a 13-pin connector, which is the modern and far superior setup because the connectors on it are stronger and the functionality is greater. The old 7-pin connector which I had on the Land Rover at the time could be upgraded with an adapter, and I fitted that whole harness and wiring and everything. It was a big palaver. I'll show you the video here if you are interested in doing that. But irony of ironies, when I had the Land Rover as 13-pin, I had problems with the trailer, and the guy I had bought it off agreed to fix it. And knowing that I had an older car at the time, he changed it, thinking he was being kind, to a 7-pin. So two rights make a wrong. I ended up with 7-pin on the trailer and 13-pin on the Land Rover. So now, of course, I have bought the Grenadier, which is 13-pin. So it's high time to get the trailer back onto 13-pin. But the trouble is that it now has 7-pin. And so I have no record of how the last few wires were connected. So the first 7 should be straightforward enough. That's indicators, brakes and side lights and so on. But it's the last few that may be tricky. And I'm going to have to figure those out just by messing around and fiddling around. And let's see if I can turn 2 rights into a right. So it's a Tamarec trailer, and I found the Tamarec manual, and the only one that I can see that is not the same is this grey one. All the rest of them are the same. The grey one should be brown, which they seem to have put into number 7. In disassembly, I was very careful to note exactly what was where in case I failed and had to rewire to 7-pin. Every single one of these little black lugs has a number on it, and it's the same on the 13-pin. Sometimes you have to be careful to zero your count from the notch in the circumference of the plug, in particular the 13-pin, because it's hard to see which number relates to which pin. So let's turn on the warners. Oh, they look, and it shows the trailer sign. So after a long time with a broad brim hat under the sunshine, I got everything wired in, but still had some changes to make. They haven't been on for ages. I got a solution for the side lights on the trailer. These are now coming on and off with the ignition, which is what I wanted. So to do that, I put them into pin number 5 in here, because that is the right side lights. So that was 2 gone in there into the brown. Problem solved. That 7-pin is only a year old. It's just shocking, the level of corrosion in these things. Now, it is an added layer of complexity with this trailer that this entire light bar is removable. So there's another 13-pin plug here, and that does introduce another area where failures can happen, but I do like it because it means that the dimensions are depicted of the whole boat, even with the engine tipped up. So normally or often you would have the lights in along this area, and you have an entire engine, propeller and everything sticking out behind the lights, which I don't think is ideal for night driving. And it also means that none of this is ever submerged, which I like. I had it all done. I could not get this light to work, so I disassembled this one as well. It's in much better condition. It's 13-pin, so I just squirted a load of electrical connector into that and then pulled this apart, and the bulb in there was just not connecting properly with the plates that deliver the power to it. So that sorted that. So lessons learned: if you do have a pre-existing 13-pin, look carefully how it's wired and copy it. If you don't, the first 7 or 8 wires will be consistently the same on any trailer, and the last few you will have to figure out. In this case, I used the fixed lights and paired them with the side lights here. So I really would like if I could get some sort of a long-term solution that did not corrode. All of these are very cheap metals inside, but in the meantime I have it stored so that the water will drain out of it and should not get into it. There is a gland there which should keep the water out, but because this is 2 wires, one for the trailer fixed LED lighting and one for the light board at the back. So I have wrapped it with electrical tape to try and keep the water out and hopefully get a bit longer than I did out of the last one, which was only 1 year. If you have any other tips or advice, please leave them in the comments. One last thing, you'll be wondering what these are up on the dashboard. Well, they're my standby or emergency backup trailer lights. So they're supposed to be magnetically connected, but my trailer is aluminium, so I intend to put some holes in it that dimension apart into the trailer, and that should do me very nicely. So it's not that I don't trust my own work, I just don't trust trailer lights, so I've got a backup. So the way these work is that they're USB chargeable, but you plug in this transmitter into your normal connector, and then these can be moved to the other end of the trailer by Bluetooth. I'm just testing them here on the dash, and all the normal functionality. I'm still not getting reverse on these, the same as I don't get reverse on the trailer light board. Probably have to do some more thinking about that. Now you might think I'm surely done with my contingencies and emergency planning, but I do want to keep these Leesign bike lights in my on-road trailer emergency kit, because if the car breaks down, I want something long-lasting that I can leave, probably something like that, just on the trailer, so that, and I know these will last. When I used to commute with these would last all week, so they'll last all night, because a truck and a trailer left in the hard shoulder, that's potentially a very bad scenario. Backups are backups. Now there is one more thing that I just want to cover in terms of sequencing, because this will break your heart if you get it wrong. This I'm simulating here is the cable going to the trailer, and you need to get all of these in the right sequence and check that they all fit before you start wiring all of those 13 plugs into there, because if you find yourself with one of these the wrong way around, that is going to break your heart. Well, it's working, and since my son helped me with all of this, there always seems to have to be some sort of a salary negotiated. Let's say I did as well as him in the negotiations.